Okay, hi class. I know you're all pretty much big fans of Facebook, so you're probably all familiar with the idea of the timeline. Well, now we're going to do timeline, but we're going to do it in a more academic sense. We're going to learn about a timeline and why it's useful, because as you probably might already be familiar with, it's very useful to learn more about people's history and where they come from and to understand historical events. Now, I'm going to give you a definition of what timeline is, like Webster style, and let's see if you guys can summarize it in your own words. A timeline is a representation or exhibit of key events within a particular historical period, often consisting of illustrated visual material accompanied by written commentary arranged chronologically. Does anyone want to put that in their own words? Julie.
Well, a timeline shows a series of events in a chronological order, and it's probably usually about a particular person and what they've done, or a particular series of events or history for a nation or something.
That's great, Julie. That's great. You're on the mark. Okay, so basically I'm going to give you some instructions and then we're going to do an example as a class. So basically, a timeline should establish a total time span. You should choose your style, horizontal, vertical, mark important dates, and then include key facts about the events on the selected dates. Now these things to remember, you could just refer to them on your own if you need help along the way. So, I chose a very important person to document his life, and I feel like you'll all be on the same page, being Boston natives. I don't know if it's too soon since the Super Bowl, but we're going to go through Tom Brady's life, and I have key facts about his life and the dates in which they occurred on these little cards, and I'm going to give them to you. And it's your job to come up to the board, consult amongst yourselves, and create your own timeline as a class. Now, some of these cards have more information than others, so you're going to have to choose what's important and what's not. You each get 2. So I'll draw it out for you, and then you can come up one at a time to draw the dates. I'm using a horizontal timeline, if you realized. You can read them as you come up. So who wants to start? Who's first? Who has the first date?
Me.
Let's go, girl. That's okay, Liz. That's okay. Guys, class, don't laugh at her expense. Liz, keep moving. You can do it. So put on the first date. And
this is his board.
Can I put it on here?
Oh, okay.
So notice how she's correctly marking the date on top, followed by the event. Okay, who's next? That was 1977.
See?
Thomas Edward Patrick is born. It's a good year. Okay. Do you want to read what you have to the class? She has 1995, and hers says he began his education at University of Michigan, and he actually didn't start for the first 2 years on the school's football team. Let's see if Julie includes that. No, because Julie only includes the necessary information. Yeah, Julie, who's next? Oh, right. extends a little further because in the words of Natasha Benningfield, for Mr. Brady, the rest is still unwritten. So now, for tomorrow's homework, what I want you guys to do, now that I see that you're proficient in creating timelines, is I want you all to make a timeline of 1 year's span, and I want you to document between 5 and 10 important holidays, either to you or your family or your country. So, like, it could include a birthday, 4th of July, Hanukkah, it could be religious, non-religious. Half birthdays are big in some families. So I want you to include that, and then we'll present it so that we'll learn a little about each other along the way. And later on, we'll apply it to the curriculum we're learning in social studies. Great class, guys.